I started this channel because I wanted to teach people photography. As time went, I kind of started like not wanting to do any more photography anymore. And then I started changing my route and changing like the type of passion that I had in life. Absolutely appreciate all the people that come in to the YouTube channel and want to show love to my photography and say, you know, a lot of people are nice out here, man. They be saying some cool stuff. Let's just get into it. It's gonna be a deep talk, and this video might be long. So just kick back, relax, you know, chill for a bit. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Lobapixel. I'm a Twitch streamer, experienced photographer, content creator, and I've been diving deep into the gaming content world. I've been really enjoying myself putting out content like this. So if you are enjoying what you're seeing, consider subscribing and giving the video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Let's just get on with the whole reason why we're making this video and the whole reason why I quit photography. Hopefully this will shed some light on some people that are going through the same thing that I initially went through and wanted to make a change or a switch, you know, especially if you're doing something for so long. You know, I did photography for like 8 to 10 years, around that time period. You know, the beginning of photography, it was all because of skateboarding. From skateboarding, I transitioned into photography, got my first camera because I wanted to film my friends skateboarding. It's okay at filming, but I didn't really like it. I kind of sucked at it. So then I was like, you know what, let me try photography. I started doing photography and I started taking pictures. People said they liked my photography, it looked good, you know, the pictures are fucking cool. Bought my first camera, it was a Canon T4i. The first time I actually got noticed with photography was when I traveled. I traveled to Peru. I went to Cusco, started traveling around there with my family and my girlfriend, who's my fiance right now, but at the time she was my girlfriend. We did a lot of hikes and stuff, and we went to Machu Picchu. It was an amazing time. I took a lot of pictures, like nonstop. It was insane. Back in like 2014, I would say, but I started Instagram around 2010. In 2013-14 is when my Instagram page started getting noticed by other Instagram pages. It was a different Instagram back in the day. It was a lot easier to get noticed, in my opinion, and it was easier to get your work out there because it wasn't such an oversaturated platform like it is now. I would post every single day, at least 2 to 3 times a day while I was on vacation, while I was out there. And that gave me the opportunity to get noticed on Instagram. I got interviewed by IGers of, it was like the IGers or Instagrammers of like the Hispanic and Latino culture. They noticed me and they wanted to interview me, asked me a few questions. I got posted on their Instagram page. Boom, the next day I got suggested on Instagram's page, which was a big deal back in the day. I mean, now it's like everyone gets the blue check mark and that means you get verified. Back then it was you would get suggested. So what that meant was when you get suggested on Instagram back in the day in 2014, 15, around that time, Instagram would literally follow you, and they only followed like maybe like 200 people or 100 people, and they had like millions and millions of followers. So it gave you the opportunity to get more noticed on your post. Every time you post something, people will go and like your stuff. It was insane. It was kind of like a high. I don't know how to explain it. Like, it was really, I felt like I accomplished something. I actually accomplished something in photography, and from there, that's when my passion sparked, and I really wanted to really go all in on photography. I literally was at like maybe 500, 1,000 followers, and literally over the course of 2 or 3 days, I made it to 39.9k, almost 40,000 followers in 3 days, which is pretty insane. Most of it was spam, but it still grew my Instagram page. When that happened, I felt like it was like kind of like a sign, you know, like something I needed to do in my life. I don't know. I just needed to chase this and see where it led me. After that experience, I was like, I want to go to college and take a few photography classes. I went to my local college. I took every single photography class that my college had to offer. Film, digital, film, black and white. It wasn't that many, but I there was some that I actually repeated because I liked it so much. A lot of people don't learn photography through college, but I did. You know, everyone has their own way of learning things. I had the opportunity to take the courses. I had a really good professor, actually. He was very good at constructive criticism. He would not hold back and say, oh, like he would really tell you if your photo was complete shit. And it was pretty crazy. It's not a way of discouragement. It's just a way to push yourself and be more of a creative person, have a better eye, you know, just really practice on your craft. You know, that's what he really wanted. You know, I appreciated that because it did make me want to be a better photographer during that time. I started doing a lot of film photography, experimenting with that, and then I was like, damn, like this is cool. Like there's so much more you can do with photography. I found another passion within film photography. I thought it was cool. I like the process. It's slow. You have to think about your shots. You know, it's like it's more of a breakdown more than just like an instant thing. So something I appreciated a lot when I did film photography. Film photography is still amazing. That's why a lot of people that come to my channel, they see a lot of film photography stuff or digital photography stuff, and they assume that I still do it. I have a lot of content and a lot of useful videos that you guys can watch to maybe help you or maybe want to make you do photography or try it at least. You know, it's a cool hobby to do. I did have really high expectations when it came to photography. I thought that if I got really good at what I did, that clients would come to me and it would be easy, especially if you're trying to start a business with photography. It is not easy. If you can't market yourself right, if you don't network, if you don't talk to the right people or put yourself out there, you're really not going to get any business. And there's a lot of people doing photography now, especially in 2020. There's just way too many people doing photography. It's just like crazy. It's just insane. Everyone is doing it. Competition is real rough. It's just really hard to like make a living out of it or make some type of money out of it. I did make some money, but I didn't make the amount of money that I wanted to, you know, or I thought I would be able to. When you put so much effort into something, you would hope that maybe you would make some type of money, but then you're like, am I doing this for the money or am I doing this because I love it? Like at one point I wanted to make money and it just didn't happen. If it's all about the money, then why the fuck am I doing this? You know, like that's what I was thinking. If I'm really doing this for the money, then I probably don't like this that much, right? But I had a couple jobs that I would do for friends or family friends or sometimes clients and stuff here and there. I started realizing that the business side of photography is just very stingy. I couldn't stand not getting paid from a client or a client taking so long to pay you. I'm like, I need that money now. I need to feed myself. I need to eat. I need money. Like I'm doing the work for you. I'm providing the service. That's probably one big reason why I quit. I just couldn't stand the payment process or getting paid process. It was just too much for me to handle. I feel like out of every single hobby, I feel like photography is one of the biggest, stingiest. No one wants to pay a photographer for anything. They're providing a service, man. Like if they're taking pictures for you, you should pay them. They're taking their time out of their day to provide your stupid photos for your stupid social media or your family or whatever the fuck it is. Like you're just degrading them at that point if you don't pay them. I just couldn't handle that. I was like, I'm so done with this. If I'm not getting paid for this, like I don't want to do it. It made me feel like, damn, is this the whole reason why I did photography? Is it because I thought I was gonna make big bucks? I was gonna be a millionaire? At one point I did enjoy photography for what it was as a hobby. You know, I loved it. Did a lot of documentation instead. At one certain point when the business wouldn't work, I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do my hobby and do my thing and just travel, maybe do some travel vlogs, you know, explore my city, which is Miami. I mean, if you go to my YouTube channel and see my old videos, you'll see a lot of me like rooftoping, exploring the city, doing some street photography, doing some portrait work. Like I did a lot of variety in photography. I feel like you shouldn't stick to one thing. If you're trying to be a photographer, don't just stick to one subject. Try to like spread and do a lot of different things, which is what I did. I didn't want to just do portraits all day. Like I couldn't, like I was just I would get bored. I don't know how people do it, but you know, they have to really love those people that do just one thing. They have to really love that, or it's part of their business and they're already making money out of it, which is a good reason. There's nothing wrong with that. I just needed something new in my life. I don't know if it was just me getting bored. I don't know what it was. One day I just snapped. I just said, fuck it. Like, I don't want to do photography anymore. I just want to quit. I had so many cameras. I had invested so much money into photography. It kind of made me feel like shit because I spent so much money and time into this craft that I'm like, damn, like I did it all for nothing. I don't think I lost passion for it. I just got bored and burnt out. I think burnt out is another thing that can happen to people. Maybe that's the reason why people quit. Oh, I was posting so much on just strictly only Instagram when I was doing photography. And I think that's one regret that I have. As a photographer, you need to be like on every social media platform. But at the time, all I was doing was Instagram. I didn't do Twitter. I barely did YouTube. I was just doing Instagram. I just focused on Instagram because I thought Instagram was the best platform for photographers. Apparently, it's not anymore. Instagram is honestly just so packed full of people. You post once and no one is gonna see it. You need to be so multi-dimensional and be on every single platform to get noticed, to get awareness, just so people can see what you're about. The one thing I regret, it's not posting enough on different social media platforms. That was the biggest mistake I think I did. Maybe if I would have posted on Twitter all the time, more YouTube videos, which I lacked on, I didn't do. Maybe if I would have streamed my like IRL streams on Twitch, maybe it would have gone into something. I was just too focused on Instagram, and I was too focused on the likes and all the bullshit, followers and all that shit. Like I was like so focused on the number game, I wasn't chasing the right thing. I wasn't really, you know, doing it for me at that point, you know. I was very stubborn. I didn't want to be like, I don't need Twitter, like fuck it, I just need Instagram. Instagram's the best platform for me, like, because I'm a photographer, right? And that's when you realize that you made the mistake, or me making the mistake of not being like, damn, I should have gone through more platforms and see what it was about, and you know, maybe it would have changed my perspective, or maybe it would have changed my business overall. But you know, by that time, I was already like, I kind of don't want to do photography anymore. I kind of want to take a break. It wasn't even a break. It was kind of just like a quit. Like I just stopped. If you quit that one thing, but you know that you have no regrets after, then there's no reason to feel bad. Because when I quit, I felt happier. I felt achieved. I felt like I learned a lot. It was just so many things, so many positive things that came out of me quitting photography. Quitting photography sounds negative, but the outcome was so positive. I feel like I had more time with my family and my girlfriend at the time. I got to a point where like that was all I was doing. I was ignoring everything else, which is horrible. You should balance your life on a regular basis. You should manage your time for everything, you know, not just your passions, but also the things that you love and your family, your friends, all that stuff. That's really important. That's something that I learned after quitting photography. I did have a lot of happiness after I quit. I was like, damn, now I could just do my own thing. I felt like I was chained to Instagram followers and Instagram fucking likes and shit, and I felt like I was like chained to it, and every time I would do something on Instagram, I would feel utterly disappointed. I still sometimes do feel utterly disappointed whenever I post on Instagram, because it literally does not get any attention. I don't want to spend money on getting attention if it's not going to get any more attention. So to me, I felt like there's no point in posting on Instagram. At that point, I was like, damn, fuck this shit. I'm going to go on other social media platforms that are free and see if I can make something out of myself, and maybe see if I could get some type of awareness, recognition, anything, you know? So that's when I started going onto different platforms. That's when I opened up a Twitter account. I was like, fuck it, I'm going to figure out how this works. It's really complicated. And then that's when I figured out, let me post a few more videos on YouTube, you know, see how that works. After I quit photography, I started doing other hobbies. I started, you know, riding bike a lot. I started skating a little more, not that much. And then I started doing more film photography stuff, but I wasn't really sharing it. I was doing it for myself as a hobby, because I do love film photography, but I wasn't sharing it that much. For a little bit, I kind of stopped shooting digital. I didn't like the instant gratification from digital photography. I literally started doing more film photography on purpose so I can change my perspective on how I take photos and what moments to capture and stuff. I bought a film camera. It was actually a really expensive film camera. I bought like 2 lenses on it. I said every time when I travel, I'm gonna bring my digital camera, but I'm gonna bring my film camera, and I'm only gonna shoot on film. Each time I traveled somewhere, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna bring my film camera. You know, when you shoot film, you only have 36 shots or 24, so you gotta like make sure you know what you're shooting, right? It definitely changed my perspective, but that type of shooting was like something I absolutely loved. I was just shooting for myself and nobody else, and the fact that I knew that I didn't really want to share my work, I wanted to keep it for myself, you know. I was doing it more for myself and more of a hobby. Film photography helped me express the way I live and the way I see my family. I documented a lot of my dog Kodak. I took pictures of him as a puppy and him growing up, and I named him Kodak because of Kodak film, and I was inspired during that time to be able to document things through film photography, and I felt great. Like, it was amazing. And then that's when I started making film photography videos, and like a lot of people started seeing my film photography videos, and they really liked it. A lot of people got a lot of value out of those videos. I got a little bit of recognition on it. A lot of people started subscribing to the channel, and it was cool, you know. I was having fun, but then I was thinking, I was like, man, making YouTube videos on film photography, for me at least, was a lot of hard work. I didn't have the time during that time because I was going to school and working full time, so it was kind of hard to do the whole film photography videos on YouTube. You know, I couldn't come up with more ideas. Like, I just wanted to shoot. That's all I wanted to do. I regret not documenting more of me shooting and taking photos on film. I have all my photos, like I just love looking at them and stuff. This whole channel was based off photography, and then it transitioned to something different. We'll say 2018 going into 19, that's when I first started live streaming on Twitch. I had already stopped photography. I need to do something different. I need to find something else that I like to do. I did the number one thing that when you first start streaming on Twitch, you should probably not ever do. I was streaming for 7 days a week, every day, the first time I started streaming. And I was streaming Fortnite on top of that, which is like the worst thing you could do. No one knows who you are. You have no following. You're starting from scratch. I didn't know what that was like when I was first streaming. Starting a new platform, I didn't know what that was like because I was so consumed by Instagram that I was used to people noticing my work there, that when I went to a completely new platform, clean slate, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I legit was like, okay, cool, I could stream and I could play games. Started streaming straight from my PlayStation 4 console. The first week, nothing. Obviously, I mean, who the fuck is gonna watch me playing Fortnite? Whatever, I just wanted to try it. It was something that I wanted to try and see how it works. And by the time I was doing that, Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out in January of 2019. So I was like, maybe, you know, maybe I could stream this. So I started making more content on Kingdom Hearts. I did a lot of reactions, a lot of like product stuff, and I was having a lot of fun doing that. I loved it. I started realizing at that point, I'm like, damn, I'm doing something new, and something in my brain triggered like, damn, like this is fresh, you know, this is cool. Like I'm finally starting getting into the groove of doing something new. I was just waiting for Kingdom Hearts to come out because I'm a huge Kingdom Hearts fan. I mean, you can see that I have the plushie here, the sea salt ice cream there. Like you should, yeah, I'm a huge fanatic. I've been a fan since I was 9 years old. It was like a big deal to me. So my big plan was I'm gonna stream KH3 and I'm gonna get a lot of people on my stream. You know, I ended up streaming KH3 and there's still no viewers. I was like, why the fuck am I not getting any viewers? Why the fuck is none of this shit working? Like, what's going on? You know, how do you get viewers on Twitch? So then I started realizing that there's no discoverability on Twitch, and I started doing a lot of research on how to get discovered on Twitch. And by the only way to getting discovered on Twitch is by diversifying your social media content. You need to post everywhere: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. I started realizing just from streaming how important it is to have so much social media platforms, because that's the only way you're gonna get known, and the only way people are going to know who you are and what you're about. That's the only way. A lot of the content that I was making was Kingdom Hearts content. It's such a small community, niche like community. It's just like, it's not that known. In my opinion, I don't think it's that known as a game. I was like, fuck it, let me just make some Kingdom Hearts content and change up my YouTube channel and change up my content. Like, fuck it, like it's my content. Like I'm not chained to anything. I'm not in a contract with anything or anybody. So let me just see how this goes. And I still had people subscribe to my channel because of the photography stuff, which I'm eternally grateful for. But a lot of people still think I do photography, and I don't do it anymore. Like I changed up my content completely. I rebranded myself. You know, a lot of changes happened from the time that I was doing photography. But then that's when I changed from Skating for Satan to Lobapixel. Lobapixel was supposed to be the brand for my photography, but it ended up being something else. It ended up changing and evolving, and it started changing into this like content creator type of thing. Lobapixel's now like my name. I'm proud of it. Like I love it. Like I'm chilling right now. I love the content I'm making now with that name specifically. It took a long time to get to where I'm at with Twitch right now. I'm nowhere near where I want to be as a content creator yet. The one thing that I want to do now, I know what I want to do in life. I just want to be a full-time content creator. I'm streaming because of like me, like because I love doing this shit. Like it's so much fun. I haven't grown that much, but honestly, from the time that I started to now, you know, I've improved a lot. I would say I've grown a little bit of a Pixel fam community. Like it's really small. I feel like I've noticed more growth within streaming within like a year or two than my 8 years of photography all together. Like I feel like I've grown way more as a streamer and a content creator than I have as a photographer back in the day. I'm just so happy with my content now. Like I really have no regret with all the photography I've done. Obviously, I appreciate every single person that subscribes to the channel because of my photography. I just want to let you guys know that that's the reason why I quit. Like it was a lot of stuff that happened within that. I felt like I kind of like at least owed an explanation to the people that are subscribing to the YouTube channel because of photography. So here's my explanation. You know, the most important thing to me is that I'm extremely happy with where I'm at. The whole Twitch journey has been so cool, growing from 0 to 50, and then now I'm finally at 215 followers on Twitch, which is kind of crazy for me because to grow on Twitch it's a lot of work and it takes time, man. First, from streaming on a freaking MacBook Pro, which is like horrible to stream on, to like actually saving up money to buy a PC and then start streaming. The commitment was real. I've learned a lot, you know, and if there's anything I can say about quitting photography, if you're not happy, quit. 100% quit. That's all I have to say, because I was not happy for a while. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope this explains why I quit photography and why I've changed my content overall. Maybe you're going through something like this as well, and I hope that it helps you open your eyes and try to like do new things. You know, it's not bad to do new things. It's good to try different things, you know. I think I've explained a lot and maybe enough for you guys to understand why I quit photography. I truly appreciate the support. Thank you so much, and I hope to catch you guys on the next video. Peace.